Hi there, this is Alicia with Falcone Family Farms, and we're going to go over, can you make a living off of goats? I was recently asked, can you make a full-time income off of raising goats? My answer, not likely, but not impossible too. I've seen people that look like they do make a pretty good income off their goats. It comes down to many factors, including demand in your area, your personal finances, whether or not you have good natural browse to feed your goats for free most of the year. It can be challenging enough just to break even each year, let alone make a profit. But with the right stock and sufficient demand, you can at least come out on top. It'll take a lot of work to show the quality of your animals and to prove how reputable you are. Some common expenses you're going to run into are enclosures with sturdy fencing, shelters, hay feeders, water buckets, mineral feeders, hoof trimmers. The goats themselves will range from $200 to $2,000 a piece depending on the quality you're after. A milk stand if you're going to have milk goats, a bander if you're going to be banding males yourself, a disbudding iron if you plan on disbudding the goats yourself. Livestock guardian dogs are common to protect your animals from predators. And optional are some things your goats would love to jump on, like platforms, and these can be done for free with DIY. Our goats use a lot of tires, or we just have a lot of scrap wood and we'll put that together, and they love just jumping on whatever wood platforms we provide for them. Some of the ongoing costs are going to include things like hay, loose mineral supplement, chaff hay, alfalfa pellets, grain, optional depending on your purpose, annual disease testing. Many potential clients want to see that you have your herd tested for the common disease. This includes CAE, CL, Yonis. If you're not doing the disbudding and banding yourself, you're going to need to pay somebody else to do it if that's what you need done for your flock. You need straw for kidding season and winter bedding if you get below 20 degrees. Some unexpected costs that may pop up when you have goats include treating disease, which can be prevented through good husbandry practices, treating external pests like goat lice, treating scours in baby goats, treating injury, baby bottles, nipples, milk replacer for orphaned babies. So what are some of the ways that you can make money on your goats? First, you'll want to figure out what the demand is in your area and what kind of goats you want to raise. There are meat goats, dairy goats, goats for fiber. Try to get an idea by asking local goat owners what they do and how well they are doing. The following are some ideas to help you get started. Ideally, you're able to apply multiple tactics to make better money. Selling cheap goats will almost certainly not be very profitable for you. It costs the same amount to feed a cheap goat as it does for an expensive goat. There's a big difference between getting $200 per baby goat versus $800 to $2,000. Note that doe kids are more highly sought after and more profitable than buck kids. So it can be frustrating if you have a kidding season that has a lot of bucklings. This is a popular one which can make it challenging to stand out in the crowd, but find a way to stand out from the rest and effectively market your brand and become successful. If you own bucks, you can earn some side income by offering them up for stud services. There are a couple types of stud services. Number one, driveway breedings, where somebody brings a doe in heat to your doorstep for servicing. And two, leasing your buck. This involves transporting your buck to someone's house for about a month to service does on their home turf. However, you'll want to make sure prospective does are disease-free. This way you don't introduce unwanted illness into your own herd. Either test your bucks regularly or require that the prospective does have proven test results that they are clear of disease. Ideally, I would recommend both. This one requires a degree of travel. Some people will rent out goats for mitigation to clear brush and weeds in hard-to-reach areas where equipment can't get to. The goats remove invasive weeds, fertilize the ground, get free food, and it helps restore the land. You just need a way to transport the goats from job to job. An extreme example of this is a lady with her dog and 500 goats. You can find that video on YouTube. I will link it below. It's entertaining. Pack goats are a popular option for hunters that travel where horses can't go. Goats are more equipped for climbing rocks and steep ledges. You can train and rent them out and or breed and sell them to people looking to own their own pack goats. You'll want to do the research on what the most desirable pack goats are. Oftentimes they are mixes between the larger dairy breeds and the meat breed goats. A great resource to find out more about pack goats is Mark Wonke with packgoats.com. I view this more as an additional side income. You may or may not have a variety of other animals, but you can at least advertise your goats, especially babies, for kids, party events, and such. You'll want to make sure your goats are comfortable with travel and with strange people touching them. Another side income. Many people don't want to do some of the basics for their goats. This can be from inexperience, physical disabilities, or being squeamish about it. Become the local go-to person for other goat people to come to for services such as disbudding, hoof trimming, banding young males, or maybe even drawing blood for disease testing. Some people don't want to or can't own their own goats, but they still would love the benefit of having a good source of raw goat milk or pasture-raised meat. With milk, you'll want to make sure you have some good milk goats to supply the demand, as well as have desirable tasting milk. Not all milk tastes the same from different goats. Some breeds have better tasting milk than others, and even then it can vary from goat to goat. Also, look into the local laws in your area for meat and milk shares so you don't get into trouble. You can set up and host different kinds of goat classes. This could be yoga classes with baby goats, how to make goat milk soap, how to show goats, how to milk a goat, or just goat care in general. This will take owning goats for a while so you can get your own bearings before sharing your experiences. Regardless of what you choose, starting and creating a successful YouTube channel may be the ultimate way to increase how you make money with your goats. It gets your name out there and creates a personal following. A good example would be Blue Cactus Dairy Goats. They started out with informative videos like how-to videos, and now that they have a following, they do more vlog type videos. And people have become emotionally invested in this family and want to support the channel. Viewers from around the US wait anxiously to buy their high-quality Nigerian dwarf show goats, as well as their handmade goat milk soaps. You can bet that without their successful channel, they would not be as well known as they are today. And therefore, they would also not be selling baby goats or soap as well. It would be more of a challenge to get out there and sell those things. I hope you found this article helpful. If you have a passion for goats, this can be a wonderful hobby, and potentially if you really work hard at it and are invested, they can make you some money. But in most cases, just to be real, it will be just that, a hobby. But if you can find just the right niche and audience, then they can become profitable. And if you're looking to get into goats just for money, don't do it, because it's going to be the goats that suffer. The goats are still living, breathing creatures, and they still deserve to get the best food, health care, and everything that you can provide them, despite what your end game is with those animals. So please be responsible. Don't make the decision lightly. Good luck. Thank you for joining me on this video. I appreciate it, and there will be links in the description below if you're interested, and we'll see you next time.